perfect, the best I ever saw. And I ain't even close to done. It's just the beginning, so let me tell you first we was. And my bad, baby. You was loving my love and I had you going crazy. Oh, it was your body that I had to try. I told you my touch gives you a rush that you can't deny. Girl, I got this feeling stronger than Marvin gets sexual healing. So let me give it to you and only you, cause you're that special. Know that you're special, just like the wind. I'm in love with your body, every piece of your skin. Just know that I love you. Just know that I trust you. Oh yeah. No need to fight it, just try it and let my hands go. Wherever I put them, baby, it's your show. Just first with permission, can I feel slow? Starting at your navel, perfection, girl, I'm able. I want your body like right now. Them candles come alive, turn them lights out. Cause what you wanna do, I'ma let you be the only one. You're that special, so I'll explain. Starting first with your heart, I know I see it.
Good evening and welcome to another episode of Cigar Sundays. I am Chef Earl Pearl at DBCHEFTV.com, always joined by the illustrious Cigarden Panel with at I am Jazz Garcelle and the God Ali Dawood L at BK Soul Farm. Good evening. Peace, God.
Peace, power, and profit, family. What you dealing with, son?
Man, everything is wonderful. We welcome everybody to the show this evening. Thank y'all for joining us. Everything is wonderful. We got it together this evening, and we got a great show put together for our viewers. Great topic. Yeah, we're gonna put this thing together. I want to send a shout out to keep Jazz Garcelle at I am Jazz Garcelle in our prayers, like we always do about this time, and she'll be back, right back at it, like we do it. Man, how was your week, guy? How your week been so far?
My week has been productive, brother. Life been lifing. 2024 has definitely been testing my chin, but as you can see, I'm still here.
Right.
I'm not banged up, right? I'm ready for some more, right? And I'm tucking it, right? So, and I'm ready to give some back. So we ain't just taking it no more, right? So I'm learning my lessons, remembering my lessons, and I'm definitely standing on business on what that really means, not on some fake bravado. I just want to do whatever I want type stuff, but absolutely making things happen.
That's right. I'm standing on business too, gang. That's how the youth talk.
That's how they say it,
I'm
right?
standing on business too, gang. No cap.
No cap.
No cap. Absolutely, man. Well, this week, man, we got a lot of things accomplished, a lot of things done moving the ball forward. And we thankful for that. We have we got one of them topics this evening, that word called LOVE, love. And
what love got to do with it?
Man, that's what we hear. That's what we hear.
That's an interesting
Go ahead, God.
Nah, cause me and a few of my brothers been building on love and the necessity of it, or is there necessity? Is it a trick bag? Is it a scam that we get set up? Like we've been like running through the gambit of conversation. So this is a much needed topic, right, to be had on a broader level, right? So I'm interested. I'm here
Absolutely.
for it, right?
Yeah, let's turn up. Let's turn up. That's what we want. That's what we want. So we got the word that hurts and heals. And that's what we came with, because of some of the things that a lot of the things that you just mentioned just now, because it has such a it's such a way that is used in so many different dynamics where, you know, that we have to question like a lot of them things you was talking about. We're gonna peel them back. First thing I wanted to do though was so we could actually gauge what what the general consensus of the idea is. Okay. So for that, we just gonna bring up the definition of love. And
Go
as
on with
y'all can
that.
see, this is just a Google definition. So we didn't go nowhere, we just Googled it. And we have one is an intense feeling of deep affection. Two, we have a great interest and pleasure in something. These are nouns. And then we have the verb form, which is to feel deep affection for someone, or to like or enjoy very much. So this is what Google is telling us.
That's a lazy love. That's,
This is
that's
what
a
Google, yeah. Yeah,
wow.
very much so, very much so. But these are the things that Google is telling us, you know, an intense feeling of deep affection. I see that reflected in human activity and my own activity. I see a great interest and pleasure in something, having to do with a love for it. I get that. I get the feeling deep affection for someone. Okay, we get those things too. That has to do with some love too. You know, that's really big on trust though. That might trump that one. But to like or enjoy very much. And that's love too. But I also say, you know, that might be an addiction.
That's what I'm.
You know, so
That's
that's
too
why we,
easy to grab onto. I like you a lot. Well, that's love.
yeah, like that's not love, right?
That's not
That's not love. And then it says very much. So like that could be temporary, couldn't it?
very
I
much.
like it very much for now until I don't like it anymore. Okay. So we see that um from the public source, you know, Google, where you can go and just get the definition of the word and it's going to give us some other things. There was other things like that are, they said, that are similar, but you know, do we see these as like actions, mostly like intimacy, attachment, uh and you know, it being infatuated, like that's an action. So um and being smitten and things like that, those are all like, I guess not all of those, but smitten. um I don't even know if we correlating that to love. I think that has to have its own, um
Definition and own thing.
right. I think that would have to have its own purpose, right? um so yeah, So we looking at love, and I wanted to go at I wanted to go right. I wanted to go at
The elder said is a secondhand emotion.
it's a secondhand emotion, right?
What's love got to do?
What's love got to do with it? So that's what we
She's-
want to look at. We want to look at what's love got to do with it, and we want to look at situations of that where we say, you know what, okay, where was the love in that, or is it love in it? Because it hurts and it heals. We see so many times, like in common use, where a person might say something. Let's use the most typical basic. I'm sorry, but I love you. Okay. So we have the I'm sorry, but I love you. And then we have the, well, what did you do? Why did you not think about what you did first? If you really love the person, that's an aspect. If you really love who you apologize, whoever those two people are interacting, why do we not think about more of the things we do, so we don't have to say that in that type of situation with the I'm sorry, but I love you.
In that particular situation,
In those particular situations.
in those, I'm saying in that where you saying I'm sorry, but I love you. That, like, those words sound very religious to me. It sounds almost like you repenting, right? Like, just saying the words is enough. That's why I say, like a lot of it is like lazy love, where you can just say the words and you don't actually have to stop actually doing the things that you said you was repenting from. Right. So I'm sorry, but I love you. Like, you still want to do those things, right? You still wanted to do it, and you're not being honest, right?
They probably not being honest because they meant to do it.
Because they meant to do it,
right? Or you wouldn't have got to the sorry, right?
That's how we got here.
I'm like, am I the only person who's on the planet who's like, whoa,
Right?
you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Hold up, why did you even do that in the first place? Like, you know, even with myself in the past, because I've had to have done it in order to, you know what I'm saying?
I was only talking about myself.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but I know, but we speaking on other people and everything on the show, you know, like
but
it's
like,
all for personal experiences, professional experiences, whatever you want to share.
yeah, but like situations like that, like for me, like, I don't know, man, like, it's easier for me to think about somebody else's shoes if I can think about how I responded myself, right? Because it'd be hypocritical for me to spew one thing and totally be living something different, right? So I really do be trying my best to mean what I say and say what I mean. I mess up a lot, but I really do be trying. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So that's why I say that, right? So every time that I've done a thing and had to say I'm sorry, the thing that I was doing beforehand, I knew I was gonna have to say I'm sorry for at
I
some
get
point.
that. I get that. I get that. Yeah, that's when it's being done on purpose. Yeah, I get that,
Right?
when it's being done on purpose. Yep.
Being done
Yep.
on
So
purpose.
yeah, so when things get done on purpose, they're done with a purpose.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like the things that just happen.
I can't think of a scenario where something that just happened in the name of love, right? To where you can break somebody's heart and you just say, I'm sorry, but I love you. I can't, in my mind, help me out. Something that just
Um,
happened.
so like I don't get it either because I don't get the excuse of it. I just know that it exists among
Oh,
us.
okay. I'm tracking.
Yeah.
I'm tracking. I'm tracking.
Yeah, that narrative exists among us, among human life. Like for real. It really is some folks out here that's just like, man, you know. So understanding that though, understanding that that is a mindset,
Narrative. Yeah.
yeah, and a mindset people are actively following. Um, how would we? How do we encourage people, or even communicate to people to even pay attention to it? The putting the effort into when they're making decisions and choices with purpose, okay? And if we're saying like just a general situation, because I'm trying to keep it away from
I'm
a,
tracking.
a specific action that somebody did to make a person say, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm keeping it on I'm generalizing so that way it's just two people, and one of those people did something to the other one that made them apologetic, and their excuse was, or after the fact was, but I love you, you know. So instead of resolving whatever the issue was and talking about that, okay, whatever the real problem was, because like if you did it on purpose, all right, then there's no way that it was an accident. There's no way that it was like, oh, I'm sorry, my bad, I didn't mean to do that.
I
Right.
mean,
So
what really is an accident, right? When vehicles crash on the road, is that really an accident, or did somebody run the light or run the stop sign or drive too fast, or was somebody not being considerate, or was somebody being careless? Like that's a crash. I don't know how two random things just so happen to happen, like just bump into each other. I guess those things happen, right? Like you bump into people in the club, you step on somebody's shoe by accident, right? And usually a lot of times those accidents end up bloody.
that's what
Right.
I'm saying. So like we
Right.
live in a dynamic where these things are. We live in a world where that dynamic is present, where like these things do happen, and they not the everydays.
Yeah.
They not the everydays. They might be, I don't even think they more like anomalies, but because it does happen. Like it's statistically we be seeing it going on, and statistically we see it going on, and it's not to really pull from the stats. It's really just pulling from real life experiences where I know
What
myself.
we
I've
see.
been on both ends. I've been on the end um of apologizing, and I've been on the receiving end of the apology. Okay.
Facts.
Um, so regardless of what I did or what the person did, whatever role it was, what the big thing, what I learned from it was just like, okay, I need to think about what I'm doing first. So this way I don't have to do that. I don't have to come back if I didn't like that feeling. So if I didn't like the feeling of me having to apologize, one, okay, and then having to be like, you know, hoping that the words, I love you though, add some value to the apology.
But I
you know,
love you though.
you're right, but I love you though. You know what I'm saying? Knowing you
That's funny.
knowing you foul. You know what I'm saying? Like,
That's funny.
you know, like we hoping that adds weight to it, you know, that we're believed that we won't do it again. Because we in a position where we are humbling ourselves, apologizing, or just, you know what I'm saying, just you got caught, so you can't lie no more. You know, whatever the situation is.
And that's what I'm saying, right? Like it's a very mature mindset that you got to be in, right? Because is not even feelings, right? Like it's more so thinking. Look at all that thinking you got to do, right? Because hindsight is 2020, but foresight's is a mofo, right? Like, right. If you can make a good decision up front to avoid having to say I'm sorry, right? That I think that makes you a mature adult, right? I think that also means that you really do want the things that you say that you want, right? Like this relationship, right? Be it friendship or whatever kind of ship, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, like that's why that's why I say, right? Like, you have to be honest with yourself, right? And be able to take the steps, right? Because temptation is out here, right? It ain't going nowhere, right? Misery loves company, right? And 85% of the population is miserable, right? And they looking for more company, right? They look like fun, right? Everybody popping pills and drinking and twerking and stuff. But STDs are up too.
Man,
You know what I'm saying? And I'm good on a random itch, bro.
I'm good on
Um,
a random itch too, though. That
I'm good on it.
like they was talking about in Houston a couple months back, they had a syphilis outbreak. I was like, or chlamydia
Yeah,
or something. I don't know. I don't, but
like
I was
some
just
regular
like,
some old school regular stuff that you got made fun of if you got right.
yeah,
Like it,
but I'm like, why is this stuff going around like that? Like that many people having unprotected sex where you can have
yeah,
a
bro.
a, a influx, like a little, you know, epidemic going around in the city. Like that is nasty.
Yo, this is an Ali-ism. When they made not a vaccine but a thing for HIV, kind of like a vaccine or where you can't catch it or whatever. To me, the only thing that suggested was random, reckless sex, right? Because
Mm,
if you can just get a shot or a pill or however they administer it, and 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 even if you engage with sexual activities with somebody that's hot or positive, I apologize. I don't want to be offensive. Um, it don't matter because you won't get it and you won't die because you got the shot. So everybody just going out there willy nilly. Like why would they why would you see what I'm saying? Like that's crazy to me.
that is wild. So if you got, so you could just go do whatever you want to do. You know what I'm saying? Go be, you know, however you want to be, live your best life, and then come back and tell your doctor, just give me a shot. I was a little promiscuous. I just
I
need
was a
this
little
shot.
promiscuous. I just need the shot.
Just so I don't give it to my partner. You know what I'm saying? I don't give it to my spouse, my husband, whoever. That's cold.
Yo, right around when they came out with
That's cold.
the COVID vaccine, when they was working on all those trials, they came out with that HIV thing. And I was in New York and I started seeing commercials. I was like, what? I'm like this is a commercial on TV. Talk about a HIV vaccine. Like I'm listening to the radio. I'm like, this is on the radio. Like they just telling everybody just reckless sex. go ahead, do it.
Man.
Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, what love got to do with it, right? And those things that Google said was all feelings.
Mm, okay. That's what I'm getting to, right?
And again, and like logically, right? Logically, you want to be a grown adult, right? You want to make mature decisions. You want to be on some old God body stuff, right? And be like, own your actions.
Own your
Be
actions,
account
right?
be accountable to yourself for yourself so that you don't have to say I'm sorry and I love you though. Like you can just love you and just lead with love.
And just lead with love, right?
Just lead with love.
Just stick to that part. No sorry. No
No
sorry.
sorries.
No sorry. No sorry. Is it
There's no I love you too much. Right? Or maybe I guess I don't know, but
is there a such thing as loving too much? That's something we can change gears. Is there such thing as loving too much? Now, let's look at it an example of where you have um a person who you just try to do a lot of stuff for. You've been trying, you've been trying it don't matter who the individual is, but you just can't get to them. You love them, but they not willing to change. They just stuck on what they stuck on. So
let me ask a question
does
about that.
does that love hurt? Right?
See, whenever somebody say change, right, and you love them, always think about like
Well, they won't receive, let me say this, they won't receive the love that you're giving.
tracking.
I'll say that. They won't receive the love that you're giving. They aren't receptive to it. Okay.
Yeah.
Because it comes in different forms. That's fair. Because like you said, change, because it may not be. But most of the time we talking about, but specifically for this particular scenario, we talking about the love we have for people that we try to invest time into. And it doesn't, we don't see it being fruitful for them. And you know what I'm saying? They not receiving it.
So
And
see, that's why I say it's interesting because me personally, I love deeply and I love enough to where I think separation might be necessary.
separation, okay.
Right? I might need distance in order to continue to love you, in order for us to continue to love each other, right? Like I might just have to accept you for who you are and for what it is that you want in life. And I can be cool with that, right? But I kind of needed to be over there because what you're doing just rubs me the wrong way,
The
potentially.
type of love, the way that they want to be loved
Is it might be
is
different,
different than
might
the
be
love that
harmful, might be harmful to me.
might be harmful. Okay, yeah. Okay. To the type of love that you're willing to extend to them. And
Yeah.
they not even receiving your love. They haven't even been receptive of it. And that's what gets us. I'm assuming that's what would get one to that point where it's like, okay, well, you're not receiving the love that I have, that I'm giving you, and I'm telling by your actions and everything else. So I need to distance myself and just love you from a distance that way. I can't be hands on.
So I'm listening to you and you saying receive and we talking to other people, right? And if love languages are real, first question, I guess, are they real? Right? Do we love differently? And if we do, how does that play in, right? So how do we learn, or how do we know how each other loves, right? So that I know how not to offend you, so to speak. Like
Okay.
if love languages are real.
Okay, so that's the first one. Our love language is real. That's the first one right there. So our love language is real.
I don't know. I think so. I think so. I think everybody different.
So
Right?
there is a such thing as a love language? You think that? You think that's a real? I mean,
I
I've
think
heard that before, and I'm gonna tell you something. I didn't get introduced to that until like 2000 and something. Like I swear,
yeah,
like
nah, me too. Me
I
too.
had never I had never dated or been. I was married and everything. I never been with nobody that ever said something about a love language. Till I met one person. I was like, "What is that?" You know what I'm saying? I'm like, a love language? Like I never even heard of this. You gotta how you gonna even expect me to do this stuff? And it's brand new to me. I don't even know what this is. I gotta learn how to do this stuff first for you even, let me digest it, internalize it, understand it. You just got these demands. This is how I have to be loved. And if it's not like this, then it's, I'm not happy. This isn't what I envision it as. So, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So then it's like you're not really upset with a person with having standards,
Nope.
like because that's fair. Person should, but then you say this love language thing, and then so how long is the grace period to get on board with the love language? you know or is that
Nah,
something that, and
you
I'm
gotta
like,
figure out if
is
they
that
real
something,
first.
is that something that people can just get out the way in the beginning, like everything is physical attraction. So if you looking at me, you like me. If I looking at you, I like you too. Okay. So and we know what those looks are. We ain't talking about just a glance. We talking about those looks.
Yeah,
Okay.
tracking that.
So if that occurs, then we knew then what we would do to each other, or at least try to do to each other. Okay. So is that part of the love language? Because
So that didn't so it started out to me
because
sounding like love, but then it ended up sounding like lust, right? Because doing what we doing to each other to me only sounded like sex. That
okay.
that
Okay.
didn't. So love language to me, the way I understood it is it comes down to how people communicate, really, right? Like basically, it's different personality types, and certain people are like this, and other people are like this. And when the A person and the B person get together and got to be in the elevator together and got to cooperate, they got to figure it out, right? They can't be A only or B only, right? They gotta cooperate, right? And they
Hold up.
gotta.
So what if what if they have a love language, but you don't have no love language? Are you supposed to now develop a love language too? And then will they respect your love language? Because from my
I don't know.
experience, the only experience I had with a love language thing is like none of the love language stuff had to do with, in my opinion,
Mhm.
um a real value system in a relationship.
Mm.
Okay. And that was just that experience. So I don't know what other people's love languages are, if they have them.
Yeah.
You know
So
what I'm saying? So
so
so it
so
had
for
nothing to
me,
do with the love, like, to me. That's what I'm saying.
so I don't know. Like, so for me, love languages for me is all about how people communicate with each other, right? So that would be the value in itself, better communication. Um, and the reality is two people might not be able to communicate well together, and that could just be the reality, right? Um, the hope and goals are that we practice good communication up front so that we are honest, and we can, and when we meet people, strangers, or even people that we want to continue to be around, those interactions are better, more fruitful, more productive, right? Less harmful, right? We wanna I guess give more, not be so many, not so much taking, right? So that's what I say. For me, the love language is more about how to communicate versus um a weapon.
Okay, so I've seen it weaponized.
Yeah, I have too.
Um, I've seen it weaponized, and that's why I'm examining what you're saying about it communicating. And when a love language is, and this is not against love language, it's just a love language. That was a love lineage, a love language checklist that I was presented with in my experience. And what it seemed is like a material wish of things, um, of admiration, things you do, like kind of like romantic gestures and things like that. Okay. So to me, it's like, all right, it's a difference between liking to have your hand held, all right, and requiring that everywhere you go, your hand is held.
That's different.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah. That's
you know, like,
different. That's different.
yeah, that's different, right?
That's
It's a difference that like you like you know, like you like to be affectionate, but you know what I'm saying, but you don't feel loved.
nah,
You know what I'm
that's
saying?
that's nah, 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 nah.
If you not like groped all the time, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like if you not
Again, right?
like
Yeah.
if it's just not hands on you all the time, like you know, it's
And,
like
and I
dang,
think you said something earlier. You said something about like an obsession, right? Because that's what that sounds like, right? That sounds like somebody that's obsessed, that has a deeper problem, so to speak, right? Like separation anxiety almost.
yeah, I don't know what was going on, but you know, we not going
He
on.
said, I don't know what was going on.
I don't know what was going on. Like, get away. For real. But yeah, you know, but that was interesting because that was the first time I ever was, you know, to love languages, and then I understood that it was a thing. It's a thing that, you know, is the new norm. It's one of the new social norms that, you know, people have these love languages and they expect other people to adhere to, you know, to these things to facilitate their happiness. Um, so you know, some, so I mean, did I get them? Did I get love languages wrong? I mean, help me out, guy.
No,
Did I get them wrong? Am I off?
I don't like so first we still trying to figure out if they real.
I
Like I
mean,
don't
I'm saying they real, like, but I'm just trying to make sure my definition is something, you know, and
you know, cause I'm saying, right, like so I agree with you, um like all buzzwords, right? Because that's what they come down to, right? They are weaponized and misused and miscategorized and mispronounced and misassociated and misappropriated, right? And just ran into the ground and now everything is quote unquote love language. And it's like, nah, I'm just talking about better ways to communicate, right? To understand the person that you with already, or the
Right.
person that you want to be with. Again, not a weapon. This is not a tool to lure somebody in or to bait somebody and then I'm gonna switch and turn into a monster.
A love language, right?
Nah, that's not that, right? This is all about communication. Like that's what I'm saying. Like people take these words, these social media, when they hit social media and they hit TikTok and everything, like once it hit TikTok, now you got kids telling us what it means, right? And if we listening to children for real, right? And
Yeah, it's a lot of young people that have all the answers.
yeah. And it really just because they might say something a fly way, it might carry quote unquote weight just because it sounded cool, and now everybody just going with that, and it's the new thing, and now they having on the news
That's how
all
hip
the
hop culture
restaurants you
works.
don't go to, all the restaurants not to go to on the first date. Like that's on the news. Like, come on.
That's how hip hop works. Hip hop culture works like that. As soon as somebody say it's not cool no more, then everybody got to make it not cool no more.
All right.
It just depends on who it comes from. If it's like,
Guess
oh
who it come
yeah,
from?
that makes sense. We'll do what they're doing.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm gonna say this: me and my lovely other half, we love Cheesecake Factory, but are disappointed. All right,
You told me that, yeah.
because they changed the menu. There's no more firecracker salmon rolls on there, and I
They
just
gotta
had some
fix that.
stuff. I had some stuff the other day that was just like, man, they have reduced the quality. It don't taste like it did in '02, because that's how long I've been going to the Cheesecake Factory. So I don't care what the trend is. I don't think that's for me anyway. I think I'm old. I'm an old head, man.
Nah,
So,
like you wait. It's not for you because you way past your first date, right? Like that's what I'm saying, right? Like these buzzwords got people having conversations that shouldn't even be having conversations, right?
okay.
Like that first date list had married couples arguing, had
First
people that's
first
been
date list.
yeah, like all the restaurants you can't go to on a first date. Like it had people that's been together for mad long, arguing over places that they can't go to no more. And I'm like y'all way past the first date though,
Mhm.
right? Like it's bananas, bro. So I don't know, man.
Right.
Everything
So,
can be weaponized.
okay. So you said everything could be weaponized, right? So we got it that love languages are real because
All real.
they are people who are, you know, actively in relationships who have communicated to their significant others that they have a love language, and whether they have presented this love language thing as their standards or whether they've presented it as another separate list of to do things, you know. Um, and it's not bad. Like, well, don't I know not you, God, but like to our viewers, don't think a list to do is bad for somebody you care about. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like
Um, like yeah, like real talk. Like ain't no it's not bad. A list to do stuff is not bad for someone that you care about and you say you love.
Say that again, God.
Okay.
Like that is the narrative that I'm hearing from these young guys now, is that yo, like these women keep giving you a bunch of things to do. And I'm like, yeah, that's kind of what they do. Like it's called the honey-do list, right? Like,
The
isn't it
honey-do list,
awesome?
right?
Isn't it awesome to have a honey to do things for?
I
Right?
know.
Like,
And then you can get some cantaloupe later on.
you
Yay.
come in later, right? What
Yay.
we talking about? Like, I
Right.
don't get it. Like,
Okay.
it's not a bad thing to do things for the person that you love, man. That is not corny.
I know. Yep,
Yeah,
but that is a new version of this love thing. That's why we discussing it, because we see that in the context of like, so now let's go ahead and transfer, let's go ahead and move it forward. When we transfer, switch lanes, um with the love, and from that perspective, in these relationships where we see where actually the personal relationships where we see these things happening. So first we went with somebody saying I'm sorry.
mhm,
Why would they put themselves in that position? Then we had, when you have someone who you're trying to share things with, um, and you love them, but they aren't receiving it. So you still have to, it hurts the individual who feels like they're sharing, they're extending the love, or whatever the wisdom is, or whatever the situation is. It's love because they're taking their time and they invest the energy into you, whoever that other person is who isn't receiving it. And they're not able to acknowledge what's actually happening. It's like they living in it, but they're not able to internalize it, to see the significance and the value of it. So the person giving it doesn't see them using it to their benefit. And then it becomes a situation where we say, okay, well, I can't keep wasting my time with you, so I love you from a distance. That's what I got from, and then I just threw my own little spin on
mhm.
it.
Now,
So,
mind you, that love you from a distance was me. That was a Ali-ism, understanding Ali, right?
right,
Again, I, the whole point of all of these conversations is knowing yourself and being honest, right, with who you are as
right,
a person for real. And for me, in order to keep loving you, I may need to love you from a distance.
right, right. Exactly. Because that was a person I invested time and energy into, because I care about them. I
Because I
value
care
them.
about I value them, right? And I would like to continue to care and value them. I don't want this love to turn to hate and disdain,
Right.
right? Because I think they're lazy, right? I would rather just continue to love them from a distance because that's easier and better for everybody versus, oh man, you let me down again. I
Having an expectation
having an expectation, right?
for
Like
them. For them. Yeah.
for them, yeah, right. Accept them for who they are, love them for who they are, like whatever it is you love about them, love that.
Love that. Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like
But
that's all you.
isn't it true? Isn't it true? I don't know about in the world of Ali Dawood El, but doesn't it seem like it's human nature for people to, when you love people from a distance, because it's because that little thing ain't enough to want to be in love around them. That little thing is enough to just be like, nah, like I don't want to be around you. I don't want to deal with you at all. Like,
That's true
so
too.
I'm just saying I see that from other people. That's
That's
not
true too.
my view on it, but that is a
You
mindset, an
know,
action I see from people um as we go through this life. So now we're looking at love from the relationship, um, from a relationship standpoint, where Man, when we covered, I don't know, when we covered the why would you not think before you do something, it kind of covers the relationship because
Yeah.
because it's so interpersonal, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's very interpersonal. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna look at the actions of others towards us, and we're gonna say, is that love? So, man,
Man.
I don't know what can of worms to open up first. Let me go. Let me go with. Let me go with. Let's go with finances.
Get
Let's
out
go
my
with.
head. Let's see if we're gonna go this way.
Let's go with finances. I wanted to pick a category. It was so many, you know. But I said let's just do something that's more common. I think that everybody has a interaction with a person that they deal with finances. You know, we all have interacted with people with finances on different levels. So we're not gonna make it nothing personal. What we do is we generalize. So we generalize when you're dealing with a person with finances, you are the person. And then there's another person that you help or you have helped somebody else. All right. And we talk about that the love that you put into it to helping them. Okay. If they I'm like, it's certain people that's just there to receive love, and then there's some certain people there that can give some love back. You know, we talking about the people that can give some love back. We're not talking about the people that's, you know what I'm saying, that's there to just receive the love, receive the help, you know.
I need clarity real quick.
When we talk about like certain elders.
No. I'm talking so the person that we are that's given the help. Are we in position to give help? Meaning that we have extra money to help, or are we taking from our necessities to, like, basically robbing Peter to pay Paul to help?
Well, it don't have to be that extreme. You always go ahead with the last oil.
No, I'm just trying to figure out, like, who
Okay.
are we in the scenario? Like, are we the person that not necessarily have extra, so to speak, but a responsible person that has surplus, has emergencies, and somebody needs help, quote unquote emergency?
It don't even matter. It don't even matter because when you take it from yourself, you taking it from yourself regardless. It don't matter whether I had a surplus. I remember one time you had asked me a question. You said something like, if I had $1 million, would it matter? I don't know what we was talking about, but I was like, hey, nah, it wouldn't matter. And I was saying, because you worked for it. That's yours. You did whatever it took to get that. You see, even if I was instrumental and you got that, I wouldn't feel old. You know what I'm saying? Because if I did something for free, then I knew I did it for free. If it was on your heart that you was going to look out, then you're going to do that. You're going to stand on your word. So if it don't happen, then I just know not to move like that again. Okay. But don't let the fact that you ain't get paid fuck up the relationship. You know what I'm saying? You just know that now you have to be more vocal and open with the person, communicate more, so that way you can know, hey, the next $1 million come through here, nigga, I'm trying to get some. So you know what I'm saying? Like, for real.
You know he was on crack and Dolph with that last time.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, but that's okay.
That's
right?
that's
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, like that's okay. So what we're saying is where if you're helping someone, period, you're taking from what you have anyway.
That's true.
So like it don't matter whether they may think you have an abundance or this or that and the third, clearly because you know what I'm saying, they asking you. So in their brain, they don't know about the amount of responsibility that you have created for yourself. All right, it's fair to say that. But you go ahead and you make the sacrifice, and because it is a sacrifice.
See, so that's so this
Because
is
you love them.
why, and this is why it matters to me, right? Because in my mind is because if I really don't have it, or if the person really don't have it, right, and they gotta rob Peter to pay Paul to get it.
The person asking or the person
The
giver?
person the person that's given, if they really don't have it, like if they gotta get it from someplace else, like if it hurts to give to me, that's not love, right? Like I understand the concept, like you like you're giving up no matter what, you're losing no matter what. I understand that, but if it hurts me, then I feel like that's just gonna create a resentment potentially, right? And it's gonna backfire. So it can't be love if it has the potential to backfire, right? Because I don't have it to give for real.
Okay, but it only hurt you because you gave it and you knew after you assessed it you ain't have it to give.
Correct.
Right? So then why do we still give it? Because you love that person who asked.
See, I say don't, right? Because I'm saying that's not love. I'm saying that's something different. I'm saying you create the problem. I don't know, man.
So that's the time when love is bad?
I don't know,
Might be
man.
a time when
I
love is
don't know.
bad. I don't know. We might got one.
I don't know, man.
Bad love. I don't know. We might got bad love going on. That doesn't seem like an intense feeling of deep affection. A great interest and pleasure in something. It doesn't, but that's an act of love.
Like I couldn't, like, to me, like it's hard for me to accept that you would be okay knowing that your loved one is getting hurt for let's say a mistake that you made. Right?
Okay.
It's gonna make you, it's gonna hurt, man. That sucks. I don't know. That sounds like bad love. That sounds like bad. Oh no, man. Maybe I'm not mature enough.
You're not mature enough yet? Man.
That sucks.
That's tough. That's a tough one. But definitely we see stuff like that, scenarios like that, where you'll have people willing to give and sacrifice and make sacrifices for themselves, because anytime you're giving, you are
That's
making
true.
a sacrifice. So we see that, and based on the scenario, we see that it can hurt. That's a situation where it feels like where you're doing something that's a loving, that's out of love.
It's out of love. It's a loving gesture.
A loving gesture, right? And it's out of love. And but it still feels bad. There's still bad in it. There's still, hurt in it because because you still have to, you have to decide at that particular moment if you're going to help that, if you're going to extend that love to that loved one, whoever that person is. if you're going to extend that help to that loved one, and you have to examine how much it's going to affect you and the responsibilities that you already have to maintain.
Yeah.
You know, so
see, and you can't have you cannot make this decision off of feelings, right? Because it's a whole thought that you gotta take in consideration. Like everything you just laid out is a whole lot of thinking. Right? You can't action that off of your how you feel about a situation.
you can. People do it.
You shouldn't.
Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't recommend it either, but and then ultimately there's a feeling involved. Ultimately, I'm gonna say this too, God. Ultimately, there is a feeling involved. And that feeling ultimately, especially if you extend yourself, is the love that overwhelms that takes over that whole decision-making process. Because if you
think it takes it over, or it is the catalyst of it?
Nah, I say it takes it over. And the reason why I say it takes it over, like it's a catalyst too. But more so, but more no, the catalyst is the relationship between you and that person, and that person calling you with that need. So that's the catalyst. What happens is like now you have to make a critical decision. And that's like where you said the thought comes into it. Yeah. So now we thinking, and what am I thinking? Do I have enough available to be able to do this and still get the stuff done I need to get done until I'm able to replenish what I'm dispersing, right? And when you do that, you may look at that and the math ain't mathing.
Ain't mathing.
So you know, so then
you might still decide to do it.
And that's when the love takes over the whole decision.
I'm saying that's not
because
love.
you still do it. So it has to be love because you do it for the person. It has to be love. Is it
So I'm saying we calling that love. I will agree to that.
The action, yeah. And being able to put yourself in a situation where, like, if you look at, let's bust it down. If you look at your finances, this scenario is a person asking for money. If you look at your finances and you know, like, I already had this budgeted out. Okay. They came with this emergency. If you have, even if you have it, what if it take half? You don't know how much the emergency is. What if it take half? What if it takes 75% of what you got? You know, what if it take a quarter of what you got? What I'm saying, it takes away from it. So when you decide to do that, now you have to restructure everything else that you got going on, fam.
I'm saying
we only do that for people we love. I can't imagine people not doing that for somebody that they don't love.
Oh man. I'm saying if I don't have that extra, I don't have it. If all I have is what I have.
So what you're saying is that budget. You're not
that budget and my responsibilities, like because what happens to my responsibilities? Because it's different if it's just my belly that growls. Right. It's different if I just gotta be in the dark because my lights get cut out and I gotta take cold showers. And I gotta be on ramen noodles because
you live in Florida. You live in Florida. You can take cold showers.
jump in the pool. You know what I'm saying?
Jump in the pool. You got a pool and all that. You balling. You don't need no water. You don't need no water bill money.
Right. But when you got partner and you got children, that's already I ain't gonna use the word burden, but is a heavy responsibility that can't afford to ever be slacking on, right?
Yeah.
that obligation can't afford you to take anything away from it to give to somebody else or for something else. Like, nah, like I can't make that make sense to me. Like to me, I only have it if I have it extra. If I if I have it, not even extra is not the right word, but I gotta have more than what I need in order for me to have it. Short of that, I don't know how I could tell my son that he can't eat tonight. Like I don't know how we cannot buy that box of cereal, or we cannot I don't know, man. That math don't be math, and I stopped counting. I'm like, yeah, I don't got it. I don't got
Right. And that's that, and that's where I'm like, okay, so what is that? Like, what is that? What's that? What is that for? Yeah. So
it.
would you say, so like if you already have the budget set, then you would have to have more
I
than
gotta have more in order to
you
be
have
able
to
to
have more
give.
than to say, okay, so I get that. I get that. And it takes a level of discipline to do that. Some people don't have the discipline to be able to do that. Because some folks make exceptions. And what I'm saying is just in, not in our practices, our own
Yeah.
personal practices, but like just in general. I know that um from my own, I know I have done it. I know I have helped others, and you know what I'm saying, basically ate top ramen, you know what I'm saying, more some noodles to, till payday. So I've done that. Um, and I would have to say I did it out of love, you know. From a logical standpoint, I could say I did it out of stupidity, like from a financial literacy point, the perspective, I could say I did it out of stupidity, but that it took some maturing to understand, like,
Took some mature.
yeah, for me to understand, like, you're not putting yourself in the best place. I wasn't doing a lot of things that I need to be doing, but for this particular scenario, I had some personal experience with that. When you ask, is that love?
Is that love?
Yeah, you ask, is that love? Because that's a situation where love hurts. You know, that's a situation where love hurts because ultimately you taking it from yourself regardless, and you have to go do more work to get it back. So
Man.
you're not able to put it to work for you. You know what I'm saying? Because it has to go out to be, consumed. So
I'm an
that's what we
idealist.
look.
That's my problem.
You say what?
I'm an idealist.
Idealist. Okay.
Right. I don't know, man. Like I think the love that should hurt is when you have an intervention with somebody that you love, or you force somebody to go to rehab or something like that, or I don't know.
But what about tolerating people that's drug addicts? You know what I'm saying? That are
Nah,
steal
yeah,
from you
nah,
and
that's
stuff like that. That'll lie
yeah,
to
nah,
you, steal
that's
from you.
love.
That's 100% love, right? But that hurts.
However,
Doesn't that hurt?
it will hurt that they would have to stay away because I love them so much
No, I'm
that
talking
I
about if you're going through it. The people that's
it,
going through it with the people supporting them. You know what I mean? Like the people, the people in
yeah,
the
that's
house that they live with that have to deal with their addiction with them.
so I don't know, right? So I'm borderline between love and indulgence,
Indulgence.
right? So is this drug addict person a problem? Are they functional, or and everybody's cool with it, or are they burning up rent money and grocery money and stuff like. That's what I'm saying. Like,
Okay, well, we
is
talking about I'm cool with that. We gonna define it. I get what you're saying. We're not talking about a recreational drug user. We ain't talking about somebody who been on crack for the last 45 years. You know what I'm saying? Since 84. You know what I'm saying? Like they still been out here smoking crack. You know what I'm saying? They got a good job. They probably about to retire sometime soon. You know what I'm saying? We ain't talking about that. They still like to go get high. They ain't never,
yeah, not for nothing,
they
bro.
paid their
Like,
mortgage off. Like they was
some of them
functioning.
crackheads were kind of amazing, bro.
Yeah, like they ain't, you know what I'm saying? They ain't been out here,
Yeah.
turning tricks and nothing crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like they got their life together. They are functioning crackhead. You know what I'm saying? But well, let me not say they're functioning crackhead. That's in the hood.
I
Like
understand what you're saying. I understand what you're
what we
saying. I
saying
understand.
is their drug of
That's,
choice that they like to party is
yeah.
crack cocaine. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
I'm getting it because you're making a distinction between an addiction, love, support versus indulgence, right? Because that's where I'm at with it. Like, because if the people go get the drugs for the person and then they complain about the person not working, uh,
that's different. Okay.
I kind of think
But
you
that's
did that.
still love. That's still that's love to the fullest because they encouraging their behavior, like, and supporting it.
Right,
So that person has no say so in what we talking about. I mean, but
yeah.
they love, like in our scenario, we talking about when you have a person with an addiction where they
Hmm.
stealing stuff, where it's not bills getting paid. They, you know what I'm saying, they compromising the safety of the household. Um, it's a lot of integrity issues and things like that. So we talking about those things like that, and it's not just and I said drug addicts, and we just used crackhead,
I'm
um,
tracking.
but it could be an alcoholic. It could be a person that's an alcoholic as well, because alcoholics deal with addiction too. Whatever type of addiction it is. But the people who deal with that, I would say that they have to really love them, because like I had a situation with a family member with some addiction stuff, or drug usage stuff, and man, I wasn't with it. Like I wasn't with it, but I loved them enough to want to save their life, to want to help them save their life. So so when I look at that, I look at like, man, it's a lot of people out here that have this stuff going on. Do we just say because they have the addiction at whatever period point in time, whether they have it or they had it, we're gonna say have, because people that had, they ain't doing that stuff no more. Salute to them. People that have it, when they doing it, do we say it's just the addiction? That's what got them going? We really can't say that until after we see them off of it, if they get off of it. But
Yeah,
the
I'm gonna be
whole
honest with you.
time,
I'm gonna be honest with you, God. I think this addiction conversation will have to be much bigger. I think it's gotta be a show by itself, right?
well, we only talking about the aspect of love, right? Because we're not going into addictive behavior. We're just talking about on a brief glance at that. All right. The actions are what the actions are the person doing. They doing stuff that isn't loving. All right. They not caring about you. They're not considering you. Only thing they care about is getting high. What the
Nah, they
other
gotta
person
go.
what the other person is doing is the other person is continually loving that person, continually supporting that person, continually being there for that person, making excuses for them, doing whatever they need to do for them to help that person feel like that.
So I think when you say I think if you can say making excuses is not love. That's
It's
what I'm
not, it's
saying.
that's what I'm saying. Like that's what we
That's what I'm
looking at.
saying.
Like,
That's what I'm
but people
saying.
would say that they love somebody and then they make an excuse
Yeah,
for 'em, right?
yeah. They people say a lot of things, right? People don't understand English, right? They out here just bumping their gums and oh, I learned a new buzzword today. Let me use it in a sentence. Let me show you how smart I am, right? You know, nah, man. Right? Like if you can, that's why I say, right? You can love somebody from afar, right? You can love somebody enough, right? Because you want to live, right? You don't want this person to kill you, right? And you may have to separate yourself in order for in order for you to stay alive. Right. But I don't think it's love if you're making excuses for a person. I think I think that's almost like the Stockholm syndrome kind of thing.
Okay, so do you think we suffering a lot out here from Stockholm syndrome with love?
Hell
Because
yeah.
because because people use the word just so loosely,
Yeah.
where we looking at
Yo, man, we learned love on the plantation.
like I love you, but then it has
Nothing.
nothing behind it, like no actions, no real significance. It's almost like you supposed to say it.
Yeah.
It's almost what do you call it? Customary. It's almost like it's customary, you know. Um Now I get it when you hear it from certain people, it resonates different. Okay. But we not talking about the people that when you hear it and you know it, but their actions are reflective that
Yeah.
you
Now we
don't have
talking
to
about other
second
people.
guess.
Yeah.
Right. We talking about just casual, and casual use, like active
Yeah.
use, and then values and stuff, going on, actions that people have, even using it. Because to tell somebody that um I did something messed up to you, but I still love you, it's kind of like who's the person who's confused right now?
Yeah.
Who's confused in this in that situation? Who's confused in the situation where you have a person who is displaying this addict behavior or this behavior that isn't desired, this undesirable behavior, but I still love you, versus we trying to talk about this behavior and find out what's going on because I already love you, but I don't like this behavior. This is what we need to fix right here for our relationship to improve. If you want to go do that type of stuff with other people, go do that type of stuff with other people. I may not, but depending on what you're trying to do though, too, I may not be available for that. But ultimately, in order to have a conversation with somebody like that, you gotta be loving them. That's when we talking about like love hurts too. That situations like that is where it hurts. But it gives us opportunities to grow, learn, improve, self-improve, collectively improve together within that relationship, no matter who is with. Because we doing that thing you talk about all the time, effective communication. So if we're going to effectively communicate, then I'm going to say that that's going to start with thinking about the things I do before I do them.
Foresight instead of hindsight.
Foresight instead of hindsight, right? I'm going to love, like, is this going to be perceived as something loving? Yeah, it may not. Every situation don't call for it. you know, but
But you
when
do
it
know the
does,
situations that call for it
you do know the situation that call for it. If you're paying attention. If you're
if
not,
you're paying attention. And if you're not lying to yourself.
and you're not lying to yourself. Yeah.
Right. Like that's again, it all comes down to, yo, even if you don't be honest to anybody else, you got to be honest to yourself, right? You have to really know and understand who you are, what it is that you like, what makes you tick, what it is that you don't like, what it is that you want to change about yourself, and own that. And the things that you want to change about yourself may be the people that you have around you, right? Like maybe not even necessarily them, they themselves, but just their actions. You just might need a little bit more distance, right? You ain't gotta block them, but take them out your favorites.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Definitely take them out your favorites. Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
it's
Right,
that.
like
Yeah.
that's what I'm at, bro. Like, because love is that's what I'm saying. Is more than just is more than just a feeling. Like that feeling is too easy. That's why I say it's lazy. Because if you're just going off of feelings, you can feel this and feel that. That changes with the wind almost, right? But making a decision though, right, based on that love, right? Like use that feeling to make a conscious decision, right? Because like what you say, it all comes down to a feeling anyway, right? You can either let that feeling be the first thing in your mind and just let love lead you blindly, or you can be like, all right, so what's the agenda? Love.
What's that? What
And
that look like, God? Can you expound on that a little bit?
what's that?
What blind love looks like? What's blind love? That's some
I kind of think those definitions were good examples, right?
the
Because
Google definitions was blind love.
right, like because it wasn't nothing that was productive really, right? It was just again all feelings, and as long if I like you a lot, then it must be love, and I got to do whatever I'm gonna do whatever it is that you like because I like you. So if you like me, then what you say? They love languages. I pull you around by your nose
All that,
and,
right?
whatever you like. Yeah, yes,
uh,
woof woof, big
right.
dog, woof woof,
That's the love language.
right? And and real talk, right? Like if like however you like love, however you want to love. If you are a submissive person that requires a dominant person, that's how you love. If you're a dominant person that requires another dominant person, that's how you love. Like no judgments, right? What we're talking about are where things get confusing and folks be like, yo, I'm sorry, but I love you though. Like how
That
did like we trying to stop saying that, right? We want to be more accountable to our love, right? Like
absolutely, yes. We want to be more accountable to our love and stop saying, I'm sorry, but I love you. And we would like first for ourselves to always put forth an effort to think about our actions before we do something. So you don't have to fix your mouth to say that for the apologies, like Kanye said. You know, and
right, like
and definitely love better. Like we're gonna take definitely love better, like because it is not looking good out here right now on the love scene. I don't know what the love is. what the new version of love is, and how, you know, this, they got the fake love, they got the, you know, the kind of love or the cool love, or, and I'm just like, man, come on, like,
I don't know if people looking for love no more, bro. Like, I don't know if that's the clearly people are still, I'm in love. So clearly people are still looking for love. You're in love. So
yeah.
people are still looking for love. But the social narrative is like love is out of here, bro. Like everybody looking for right now love, right? Love of the moment, right? Is a fleeting love almost, right? Like nothing that's gonna last forever or even have a potential.
Sounds fun.
Sounds fun. Cause
Sounds
I
fun.
say that because even because if you carry that over to friendships, you know, you know, you meet people that you just have fun with, nobody that you really want to actually engage and build with, right? And once you know somebody you can do something dirty to real quick is like we're doing it all wrong with taking everything out of context and we're having fun.
Taking
What you got
everything
on the
out
screen?
of context. Okay, and having fun. Should we love others the way we've known what love to be, or define love, or the way others want to be loved? And where do boundaries come in? Okay, so should we love others the way we know what love to be? We're gonna break it down. It's a 4-part question. Um, should we love others the way we know what love to be? I would say, first off, yes. Like, certain parts. And because it's a little bit too general to just be like what we've known to be. Because I would say certain people I'm willing to love the way I've known, unconditionally, and certain people I'm not. So, and I'm choosing who that is. So that's the way I love. Of the when they say the way we know what love to be is, then with that standard, with that baseline, it's only a few people that's, you know what I'm saying, and not a few, because a few can be defined, but it's some people that fit that description. You know what I'm saying? Because you say a few and they like, dang, it's 3 people. You know what I'm saying? Who them 3 is? Like, no.
Which one am I?
But no, but it's people that fit that, and then it's people,
Yeah.
and then it's people who I have to say, like, you got to go from a distance, because what I've known, what I've done, what I've known, that I haven't felt as though that the relationship has improved for us. It's only maybe been it's only maybe been one way, or, you know, or it's just better to love them from a distance. So, and it got that way over time. It wasn't just like something happened. And when it says what love to be, also when it says the way we've known love to be, I have to say on that part too that you're constantly learning. I know I'm constantly learning because I want to be a better lover. So, like, in every sense of the word, whether it's loving my woman, whether it's loving my brothers, loving my mother, loving my friends, loving my family, my siblings, my peers, myself, you know,
Myself.
loving myself, you know, last but definitely not least. Because I have expectations of the word. I have my own interpretation and value system of the word love. So that's what I let be reflective of me. Now, it says define love. I mean, when it's defining love, I'm at a place where like love look like actions to me.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really not what you say, it's what you do. And I'm also old enough to know if things that a person does, I'm in agreement with, or I dislike it. So if I'm in agreement with something, I love it. If I'm not in agreement with it and it's unpleasant, it's nothing to like or love. So I'm kind of black or white right there, you know. But I'll communicate it. And I think that's what makes it important, because I won't do some stuff and tell you I don't like it. You know, I have worked on being patient enough to discuss it afterwards. Some things, you know, and I think that's them situations where when you love the person that you're engaging in the activity with, you may not even want to do it, but you still go do it, have a good time, but then you will express your sentiments about it later. So the way others want you to be loved, the way others want to be loved, people gotta communicate that. I guess that's one of them love language things. Because they say, you know, if it's the way others want to be loved, you will have to talk about it. You have to, these are things that make me feel as though I'm loved, or, you know, I guess that's that love language. That's the only time I ever had a conversation like that, where it was like a love language, where these things are necessary for me to feel loved. That was new to me. You know what I'm saying? Because I always thought, plus I grew up with like, it wasn't a lot of hugs. Love wasn't really talked about. You know, you just
You
kind
got
of like
laughter a
knew,
lot.
you knew you was loved because you was took care of, you know? So because this is a thing where like everybody's on it now. The way others want to be loved, like you can only do that is if you communicating with the person that you love to find out what's going on, communicating, and then actions. Because I think if it's robotic like that, I think that like this why I had a problem a little bit with and then you say where the boundaries come in, but this where I had a problem with the boundaries. This is where the boundaries came in. When I had a person, when I was in a relationship where it was the way others want to be loved, the way it was presented to me, this is not in general how it because it can be presented different to people and it can have a different result. So like in this case, the way it was presented, it had me asking like, you know, well, where do the boundaries come in at? Because some of the things that was on the love language was just like, when do I have time to focus on things that I need to be focused on for future? And then why are these manual things that just should come off a natural progression? You know, like I'm gonna hold your hand, like, you know what I'm saying? Just because it's cool to hold your hand, because we can hold hands. Like, I don't have a problem with that. You know, we out somewhere, yeah. But I don't need to hold your hand in the house. You know, so that's where you look at like, are some things, and I could say that wouldn't have been a deal breaker, you know, but you look at when you hear things like this, it presents the opportunity for you to make a choice, for you to sign up or for you to sign out. So if you sign up for it, then commit to it, you obligate yourself, you do these things. my thing is when there are things like that, how happy is a person with doing it? Or are these just minuscule requests that's just like, it don't really matter. Like if it was me or anybody, you saying whoever you was with, you would need them to hold your hand all the time. Well, how about, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, like this probably ain't gonna work out for us. So do you think you might need to change your language a little bit for the next dude? Because I don't know. Like that's a little.
Nah, like I'm listening to you about this love language, right? And what I'm hearing is you have one person speaking French and the other person speaking Swahili, right? And the French speaker was like, "Yo, I only want to speak French," and the Swahili speaker was like, "All right, I'll do my best," and forgot and started speaking Swahili and was like, "Yo, this ain't no good, man. Like the French speaker need a French speaker, bro. Like that's just it. Like it's possible that these two languages clash, right? Like you just can't communicate well with this person. Like love language does not mean nor dictate perfect communication. It doesn't mean nor dictate things are gonna work out right and this is how you have a perfect relationship.
But
Right.
it does
Again,
mean you doing this. But it does mean you doing what I'm asking you to do. It do mean that.
it means that if you're the person that I'm willing to do things for when you ask me to do it, then I'm doing
I don't know. See, that's a
it. That's what it
see,
means.
see,
Because
that's
again,
a
right?
catch
Because
right.
again, because I say that because if you're speaking French and I'm speaking French, then I'm a person that is willing to can understand you, right? Because we can communicate because we speak the same language, right? But if I'm speaking Swahili and you speaking French, and I don't want to take a French class, then
Yeah, you're not
those
gonna.
two people never gonna be able to work out in a relationship of any sort, right? They won't be able to build a car together, a house. They won't be able to color a coloring book together because the language barrier is so great. It doesn't mean that either one of them is a bad person. It just means that together they don't work, I think.
So what? So check this out. I bet it does mean they don't work. It does mean they don't work. You're
Yeah.
absolutely right. It means they won't work. Um, what about when they love language is uh in a relationship,
Hmm.
a person needs to be physically abused to feel loved. You see?
Right. That's real.
So do you so
That's
as the
real.
man in that relationship, do you whoop her ass so she could feel love? Or do you let
That's
her whoop your ass so you can feel love?
that's
No.
real, bro. Right. And 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 that's when it comes down to if y'all speaking the same language or not, right? And how much you love this person because that's real. Because again, right, you got people that's into S&M and all that stuff, right? And
But
people that want
S&M
to
is different
no,
from
no, I mean, but like people that want to be
DV.
dominated. Like DV is bad. See, to me, DV is all Stockholm syndrome type stuff, right? Like I associate domestic violence with Stockholm syndrome. I don't associate with that with anything positive at all.
Okay.
Um,
But
that's why
but people got
that's
love
why I would
Stockholm syndrome too, though.
see, so again, right? Like for me, that's why I said when you was using addiction before, like for me, if we're talking about an addicted person, I'm like, all right, if we're saying that they're sick, we have to accept their illness, right? And 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 handle ourselves accordingly, right? You know, wash your hands, keep them clean,
Right.
right? Put your mask on, keep your distance 6 feet apart. Do whatever you got to do to stay healthy and keep the dis-ease over that, right? Or smother them with hugs, whatever you would do. I don't know, right? But addiction, when you once you got like a Stockholm thing, that's a mental thing. Like once you got a classified, categorized thing that means something, I kind of think that I don't know, bro. Like I think addicted people need to go to the hospital. They need help. I think if you're doing anything other than trying to get them off of their addiction, you are not loving them. You are not helping them. I think you are enabling them. I think you are helping them to destroy themselves, right? I think like a Stockholm scenario, right? Because especially if we're using like a DV, right? Like that's potentially deadly, right?
Heck yeah, DV is deadly.
And so that can never be positive if the outcome could potentially be so, you know what I mean? Like that's why I went to S&M because S&M is fun, right? that's that's a desire. Somebody just needs to be dominated or need to be, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean they freaking out and S&M.
Yeah, right. But but DV is
Yeah, like you want to get whatever the treatment is. You want your 50 shades of gray, you know?
yeah, yeah, right.
Right. So those
Now I do agree though. I do think that there are people that are so psychologically, emotionally abused that they think that they need to be uh abused physically to be shown love. I, I think those people are real and they exist. And I also think that is not love that they're asking for, right? I think that they need help, right? Because they're in danger.
yeah, very much so they in danger. Very much so they in danger.
Like I'm cool with love hurting, but it shouldn't be harmful, right? Like it can hurt. Like I can, your pain can make me cry, but it shouldn't be harmful. I shouldn't bleed from your love. Like loving you shouldn't make me bleed, unless I was catching a bullet or something like that, or jumping in front of a bullet for you or something like that. But you shouldn't be able to shoot me and be like, yo, but I love you though. I'm sorry.
Right. But we see it happen. We see it happen all the time. we
That's
see
crazy.
it we see it happen all the time. We see it happen in all these situations that we talking about. And it seems to be the word love is just used very, very casually nowadays, and it really don't hold a whole lot of weight.
It should though, because we want it to, because it's used so much.
Yeah, like people use it with some type of value. It used to have some meaningful value to it, and now it appears that like it's just casual. It's a
Super, super casual.
it doesn't appear that the use to the word it doesn't appear that the use of the word is it has those deep feelings to it, those deeper forms, those deep affectionate or
None of that. It
you know,
it almost come like it's a
appreciation, some
it almost come like
appreciation
it's
for it.
a greeting of the day,
Yeah,
right?
like good morning.
Yeah, right. Like, or we walk by and say good morning, how you doing? Like we say those words, but never really caring about how somebody's really doing,
Right.
right?
Right.
Like
Or
you hope you
tell
hear
somebody I
fine as you
love
walk
you.
past them. You don't care.
Yeah,
You
that's something
know?
else. Tell somebody you love them, but then actions never are reflective. It's just it's just like, well, I believe you until I see something different, right? That's really
That's why
what
I don't
happened.
like believing. That's why I only have the one belief, and that's in myself. Like everything else, I accept, I reject it, or I think about it, right? Because if I believe it, then oh man, I'm giving up power.
It's like that. It's like that, ain't it, right?
I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like
Do you believe in love after love?
I
Oh,
don't like it,
man.
man. That's what I accept people for who they are as they are. Um, I don't want to believe you're a good person. I either accept that you are or I accept that you're not,
I gotta see you do something for me to know that, though.
right?
I gotta see,
And
you know,
and
I'd be too busy. I might not have time to watch.
you good money with me until you screw up, I guess, right? Like till I see something different for real.
Yeah, everybody gets a chance.
Yeah, everybody get a chance, right? I think everybody has the right to let you down, right? Like that is their choice, that is their option, right? They can be beneficial or they can be disappointing.
To say that, right? For sure. We got another question right there. Uh, Make sure y'all hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Everybody who watching, we appreciate it. Hit the notification bell so y'all can know when we go live. Um, Rakia Terry said, when dating, how should others inquire about how that person experienced love growing up? Do you think it should be talked about early? You want that one, God?
I don't know, right? Because I think differently, right? Again, we talk about dating. For me, I'm assuming this is a person that you're looking to spend a significant amount of time with. This is not a casual thing. So if that's that being the case, then I give up everything, right? Like not everything, but uh the things that's important, right? Um, talk about it early. Right? Be honest. Early the better, right? If you're holding out for how you think they might react or whatever, that all that means is you're lying. Like the whole time you're thinking you're lying. All right. So get it out there early. What you think, God?
I agree. I'm gonna say for her and any other women out there before sex.
Word.
You know what I'm saying?
I agree with that.
100%. Before you give up the box, or if it don't matter, then don't worry about it. You know what I'm saying?
Because it can't be
So,
both, right? It can't be
it can't be both.
that, and that's why I say like the love thing, it can't be all about feelings. Like it gotta be logical, it gotta be some mind power in there, right? Like so it either matters or it doesn't matter.
Right.
And we're assuming that it matters, right? So early.
Early, yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Early. The earlier the better. You know, especially if it matters, because like you said, if you're dating to spend the rest of your life with somebody,
Maybe
then
that's too far. Maybe the rest of your life is too far. Let's just say a significant amount of time. Right.
nah, nah, you nope, no. It's
I,
either, it's either full
I,
night. Then you look the goal. We gotta set a goal.
I'm
You
pro
see
I'm
what I'm
pro
saying?
I'm pro life,
We
bro.
gotta set a goal. So like, if we gonna go, if the goal, if we not playing with it, so
Let's be real.
you know, so we gonna say whatever come our way, us against the world, right?
Word.
Whatever come our way. So yeah, so that's till you dead. You know what I'm saying? That ain't nah, because then you have stuff, and then that's some willy-nilly type, you know what I'm saying? I did that already. I did that before,
Right.
you know, not knowing, not being confident in what I wanted, not knowing what I wanted, not knowing what I needed, you know what I'm saying? Not really understanding myself.
Word.
Um, you know, whole lot of things, whole lot of conversations. You know what I'm saying? Like whole lot of conversations. Like a boy didn't talk to himself so much. See why they committed me. But but I'm like, man, definitely. If it matters, yeah, of course. Because we're gonna learn to love each other more. The more time you spend, you're gonna learn you're gonna learn that person that's gonna be your best friend in the world. You know, more time you spend with that person. And especially if that's one of your goals, is to learn and know this person, you know. And it don't take
which
long
would
if you really on your job. You can tell when somebody they forehead wrinkled or something, or they look puzzled. You automatically on it. What's
Yep.
going on, babe? Was you all right? You know what I'm saying? And like, it's good to talk about that so that person knows that. Because I've seen where socially, like, where it's shunned upon to ask your woman, like, how's she feeling? How's her mental health? Is she okay?
That's
Like,
called simping.
yeah, like you gotta be
That's
insecure to
called,
ask your, like, you happy, baby? Everything all right? You know what I'm saying? Like, ain't
that's
nothing
called
wrong with,
that's called simping now, bro.
like, how you
Right?
check on
Like
somebody's mental health if you don't know, and that's the main person you want. You want to know where they mind at. You know, you ain't just there.
caring
You
about
got
the
the physical,
well-being of your partner is corny now.
yeah.
Like that's bananas.
And I'm like, that's where we got love wrong at. You know what I'm saying? Because when you love somebody, you care about that. Um, just like this question right here, the one we was just looking at, when it says experience love growing up. That's one of the main reasons, is because you may come from an environment where talking about how you feel and your love and stuff like that wasn't practiced. And because that stuff isn't practiced, you may not have any experience in it. It may be a whole new thing for you and the person that you with, because they may be coming from a place too where it didn't. And now as they matured, they realized that it mattered. It's a lot of things that we didn't get exposure to, or that we weren't aware of, that how we grew up, that now in our adult life you say these certain things matter, these certain, you know, like financial information, that's one, you know. So it ain't just limited to that. It's communication things, it's, you know, human things, just being
This is
a
a
good
lot of
person,
things.
you know, on top of stuff, you know,
It's a lot of things. Yeah.
on top of stuff. And if you want to apply it, you know, because that person, because you don't know where somebody coming from. Don't nobody know where people coming from, but you're gonna learn each other. And ain't nothing wrong with doing that. So that's why I was just like, man, it's wild that society would say that, you know, like you said, that's simping, to be inquisitive about um each other's mental health. And it's good when you can tap in and you on a different frequency, when you can say, like, it ain't just about a physical attraction. Like, you knew that when you got with the person, that you was physically attracted to them. Ain't nobody never not been with nobody they wasn't physically attracted to.
I either seen you, or I smelled you, or I heard you.
You see what I'm saying? Something, and I had to have it. whether it's her saying it or him saying it. So that ain't never been both of them collective. They had to both agree, or else it's a problem. You know what I'm saying? Something like, then it's a case involved.
That is a case. And that's not love.
Yeah, that's
see, if it's ever harmful, it can't ever be love.
I don't know. Nope, I don't know. We just said that. See, maybe for that situation, but not in a situation where you extending to a person because you love them, but you never, but the situation never improves for you. So yeah, so we have those cases where love hurt, love is exemplified, and it still is not fun. It might be fun for somebody. It might be fun for one. You know, what we talking about right now, the communication part of it, that's fun for both parties, especially if they understand what they're doing. They understand, and like, I'm building something right now that I don't have with nobody else on the planet. This how special this is. Like, it's so special because I have, before I leave this earth, it's gonna be somebody else that I know daggone near much as I know myself. You know what I'm saying? I love my mother to death. My mother don't know me 100%. I don't know my mother 100%. You know? So that's why I'm like, but it's things, because I spend more time, you know, with other people, that they might know more about me than my mom may know. You know, and it's definitely like that when you choose a person to share the rest of your life with, that's supposed to be your best friend, period. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how.
Instead of a trophy.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Right,
absolutely.
because if we, so if we,
I mean, it's your trophy. It's your y'all each other's trophies, but
take away the beauty part, right? Because y'all each other's trophies, but the idea of a trophy spouse, that person is a tool.
Heck yeah, that whole narrative, that trophy wife thing.
That person's
I don't even know, does that even exist? Can people even afford to do that anymore? You gotta be making big money to do that. Is that still a thing?
A lot of the officers in the military still do that.
Okay, so
I heard
that's trophy wifing.
I had a brother talk to me the other day about getting married, and his conversation was talking about how he took the sister to some Navy ball, and how well behaved she was, and she didn't embarrass him, and I'm listening to him. I'm like, man, like what was her job there, right? Because it sounded like she had a job. It didn't sound like she was there to accompany him and to have a good time and to share the evening of fine dinner and dancing and whatnot.
She didn't get dressed up and go with him.
She did get dressed up to go.
Okay, so she was a date. She was
supposed to, but she was supposed to sit there quietly and be pretty. is what that environment dictated, which is what he was very proud of her for doing.
You gotta know your girl for real.
Yeah,
you gotta know your girl for real, because I understand, like, I understand how he felt about it.
Yeah,
right. Like, I understand how, when you come home from work, especially in the military, and you don't socialize with everybody at work, like, you're not a social butterfly, like, you don't be over this person's house and that person's house and all that stuff. and then you have a formal engagement that's almost like you're required to be there. It's like, you know, it's like muster in the evening for the photo ops and all that. Okay.
I gotta say that sucks.
So you gotta be there, right? Now, like morning muster, like you gotta be there. So in those cases, shout out to my boo, because man, we went to one, and I felt like, dude, I felt like him. I was just like, man, I don't know what you're gonna do, but man, and then as soon as she got saucy, I already knew what time it was though, but it was cool. But it was just like, ah, man, like, please don't embarrass me. And it's not bad. It's just when you know your significant other, your partner, your lady, your spouse, your date, whoever you got, when you know they got a sense of humor, you know that they fun, you know what I'm saying? And you know that you conduct yourself with that person a lot different than you do at work.
Correct.
Even though it's a evening event, you still like, I'm bringing work face. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like I'm only gonna have one drink. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because I don't want nobody thinking this or thinking that or whatever. And you see other people getting sloshed and doing whatever they doing, but you just be like, dang, how I'm moving. You know, and then your lady may not understand that. She like, everybody else getting twisted in a biscuit. You know what I'm saying? Why you ain't doing it? You just like, babe, like, not here. You know what I'm saying? You go ahead and get saucy, and then, you know, I got lick at home, like, this too much, you know, and you don't know what's gonna happen. And all you need is and it's a different type of situation when you're in the military, because a DUI on the way home and nobody else got caught, is just you got a DUI on the way home. You know what I mean? And it gets handled the same. It don't matter if everybody was at the party. You know, so 400 people could have rolled home drunk, but you was that one who got caught, and now you got to deal with the nonsense. So I get it. I get it.
I get it too, right? Because those scenarios and situations be more political than real fun or real team building, right? Like they're more political than anything else. Like you said, like they're mandatory is muster, right? Yeah. So you really just trying to get through it as quick as possible, right? You're not trying to stand out. You're not trying to have no EMI. You're not trying
to definitely don't want no EMI. I got stuff to do after work.
I got stuff to do after. Don't talk to nobody.
Can't wait. I just showed up and I'm waiting for him to pipe Liberty already.
You know what I mean? So yeah. So now I get it, but but when, like, again, we talk about dating, again, ideally is the person that you want to spend a significant amount of your time with, right? So a person that you're considering growing with, not just a person that I think a new word needs to be used for somebody that you're just casually dating. I don't even think the word casual dating is good enough, because the word dating is in it. I think it should be casual something else.
Because dating is like dating. The implications of dating is like you having sex, right?
Yeah.
And see, that's what I thought. That's what I thought. But I've heard that dating does not mean you having sex. You know what I'm saying?
That's what they say now. Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard. I've heard that from women. I've heard that from women. Means dating just does not mean that you having sex. Dating means you just got different dudes that you go out with from time to time. And I'm just like,
but they also think getting head don't count as sex too.
Yeah, that was wild. That was wild. That was wild. Yeah, they do think that oral sex is not considered sex as well. you know. So that's nasty, by the way. You know what I'm saying? That mindset. Cause God forbid.
All right.
Ugh.
That's what I'm saying, right? Like it's
But
just reckless activities. It's just
but definitely it looks as though it's like I would like a new word for the replace of love, and then we give love back to its originality. You know, that would be cool.
yeah. So I definitely need a new word for what we're doing or what they are doing now, what they're calling dating. Like either need a new word for that or a new word for dating.
But look, so a hookup is just like just hooking up, right? That's a
Just hook
hookup.
up.
Okay. So just hooking up, then it's just hooking up. But that sounds like sex.
That sounds like sex only, and people don't want to be looked at as sexual objects. They want to be respected as human beings and as people. They don't want to be seen as transactions.
I'm not even going to touch that one. But but you know what I'm saying? But it is a transaction because you putting energy into it and you putting time into it.
100%.
You know, so it's always a transaction where you gotta give up something. You gotta give up your time. You gotta give up your energy. You know, and that's why we say, okay, if you dating, like, is it really dating? Because the value of like asking these key questions, asking these essential questions, and communicating and trying to find out things about the person before you just get made a baby mama, or you know what I'm saying, ran through again, another another body, how they talk about it. Then um then I would think like some love need to come in there, some real love, some self-love first, to have a standard about yourself, even if you do got a love language, whatever that is, you know, but having a standard about yourself, um and thinking about those things before we put ourselves in a situation, because we see that love still can hurt, you know, and sometimes we be putting ourselves in the situation knowingly, and to hurt ourselves knowing that it's out of love. So the more situations that you can put yourself in that feel like loving, lovable situations where it's like, I don't need to ask. I know it. I know what love look like. I know what it feel like. I think if we got love, if we looked at love from that perspective right there, doing things on purpose, being considerate of the other person's feelings, how they gonna feel about it, I think we'd have more heals. Love out here
Word.
doing more healing than it is hurting. And then people would, I don't know, it's all imaginary, you know, and then people would stop trying to use the word love as an excuse for when they do things to people that hurt them. You know,
I love you, girl.
whether it's on purpose or accident. Because people say it's on an accident. You know,
Yeah, people say a bunch of crap. That's what I'm saying,
it's
man.
on an
Like,
accident. You know, I didn't mean to. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't mean to. Forgive me, please. I'm sorry. I love you. I didn't mean to.
you just don't want to say I wanted to. I really wanted to.
Just say it. I wanted to.
Because that's what it was, right? You just
And it
really
was
wanted
fuck
to.
you at the moment. So I went with it. Yeah, like damn,
Right?
okay. Like, damn.
Or worse, like it wasn't even a thought of you at the moment.
Man, fuck you, and it wasn't a thought of you is,
Right?
you know what I'm saying? Like
I
either
was
way
only
you
thinking
put it,
about myself.
I'm not gonna be triggered either way. I understand how
Right?
it's what's being said to me. You
Right.
know,
Yeah, because I mean they both the same, right? Like
they both the same.
they're both the same, right? And
Yeah, there was a lack of consideration for, you know, for if you thought that this was something loving that I would do to you. You know, if you didn't feel as though I would reciprocate this type of energy, or how about this one? If I could do this to you, will you feel the same way about me?
the answer is never yes.
If I go do that to you, how you gonna feel about it?
Everybody gonna be mad. Most times when you match energy, people have a attitude about said matching, right? They feel extra wronged, right? So that's or they somehow don't seem to think that you are matching their energy. They think that you are being unreasonable. They can't see themselves, right? They can't see their own glow.
That sounds like somebody don't want to take accountability for their own boo-boo stink.
That's 100%, right? That somebody else went in there and used the bathroom. Wasn't me.
Yeah,
Right?
that's what
Like,
that sound like.
right, everybody human. We all gotta go.
Right. But is that love? Like, is that love? Like that same person that's not willing to take accountability,
Not love, bro.
you know what I'm saying? But then they saying, yeah, but I don't want to take accountability for the stuff I did, you know, but trust and believe me, I love you and I
Nah,
won't ever do it again.
100%
But
lies.
then they never even admitted this, that they never even took accountability for what they did. They kind of did. They just apologized, but you know what I'm saying?
Mm-mm.
It's like, okay, so now do you just take that and just say, okay, well, they apologized. That's what it is, you know, or do like most people, you want to know why. So that way, the logical mind is going to want to know why, how we got here. So that way, we don't have to go here again.
Yeah, but that's requiring for that person to be honest and tell you the real reason why. They got
Yeah,
they're gonna
that's
they're
required
gonna
of
they're gonna
everybody.
have to tell you to your face, because at the moment it was a fuck you at the moment. they're
Right,
gonna tell you to they're gonna tell you to your face that at the moment they didn't consider you, right? And that's hard. Like that is we cowards, bro. Not having accountability, passing the buck, pointing fingers, like all that is like coward stuff, right? Because none of it is ensuring that your oxygen mask is on first, right? All of that is
right.
you making all of that is making sure that everybody else got theirs on, or who doesn't have theirs on right. Meanwhile, yours is still dangling from the roof or from the ceiling or whatever, right? Worried about the wrong thing.
Worried about the wrong things, right?
Right. And that's what I'm saying, right? That's kind of how I feel, right? Like if to the person who don't have it, that hurts themselves to give it, I'm saying that they're acting out of love, but that is not a loving act, right? That is damaging to two parties, right? You had one damaged party originally, the person that was already without, and now they're Misery loves company. Now they're bringing in and making somebody else another damaged party, right? Spreading the love. And
when spreading love hurts.
spreading the love. Keep that crap over there.
When spreading love hurts.
I don't want it, man. Like, yeah.
He came to the whole community and passed out turkeys. And later that day, he got robbed at the gas. You know what I'm saying? Like in the same community.
In the same community.
Yeah. So like that's when love hurts. And it looks different. But when it hurt, it hurt. You could be helping someone and that love. And that's why I said like the gesture isn't about what you're actually doing to help the person. We just kind of broke that down because we do that. You know, we do that here. We broke, but you're already extending love.
Yeah.
You know, like
100%.
if I got somebody who come home or something, you know, from doing some time or something, I throw them some money, like that was love.
100%. You
know, like you got showed the love. So I showed you the love right there. You don't have to guess that. You don't have to, because all you have to do is look at how many other people around you doing that for you. You know, you shouldn't have to guess. But if you can't call that person and you know that they okay, that they doing well, if you can't, matter of fact, you shouldn't even have to call that person. That person should be in my perfect world, not that you even need it because you didn't do it so it would come back. You did it so you could help the person because you have love for them. All right. But it hurt to see when you do stuff for that. Just an example, you do stuff for a person in that type of situation and then they life go in a different direction. They start going back into, you know, what got them incarcerated in the first time, you know? So those things hurt too. That's a form of love that can hurt, you know? And a person may not think that the other person who you helping may not think that you hurt by that. They may not even understand that you want better for them. So, but your gesture was just an act of love. You don't even really care about how it came back. You know, like I don't do stuff like that. I don't care about if I'm gonna get blessed or if I'm gonna get a blessing or if
I think when you start doing stuff like that is when you block your blessings.
Yeah.
Again, you either have it or you don't have it. You're either gonna do it or you're not gonna do it. Right? Like all that. I'm gonna hold something over you, like
yeah, like I'm not gonna hold something over myself. Like that's God, I'm gonna tell you something. That's the wildest thing. It's like to me, is how like people will be like, yeah, well, I gave a little homeless person a couple dollars, it'll come back to me. And I'm just like who how you know? Who said? Oh, it always because that's the way the God worked. That's the way this. I'm like, bruh, you know what I'm saying? Do you know that now you holding that now, you know what I'm saying? And I said, hey, maybe that's a way to harvest good energy. I don't know. Maybe I got it. Maybe I got it backwards. Maybe I'm not looking at it. You know what I'm saying? I look at things from both sides of the coin, you know, but I haven't taken that mindset. I still do things of benevolence when I feel like it, you know, and when I feel compelled, you know what I'm saying? And I ain't miss no blessings. So
I give when I want to give. I don't when I don't. If I have it, then I want to give it. I give it. If I have it and I don't want to give it, I don't give it.
Yeah, if I have it, I don't want to give it. I don't give it.
Like I don't feel no way about it, right? Because I'm being true to myself first.
Right. But we're not talking about the money. We're not talking about the money.
No, not talking about money. talking about the love.
yeah,
I'm making sure that my oxygen mask is on.
for the audience. For the audience.
Yeah, no. We're not talking about money.
Yeah.
We yeah, right. I'm just like I said, I'm just making sure that my oxygen mask is on first, always, right? And so if I got it, like, and it all depends how you catch me at that moment. You know what I'm saying?
It is a momentarily thing. Catch me at the right moment.
Catch me at the right moment, you get everything.
Everybody might get something.
Yeah.
Everybody send their cash app. Definitely. But we see that love heals and hurts. And it's
Yeah,
just
love feels and hurts.
love heals and hurts. You know, it's so many different dynamics we could go into, but I know that, you know, when you showing love, people not confused, you know, at least to what it looks like to them. People that don't know what love is, they never seen it before. It's new, it's fresh, it's shocking. It can be what's that overwhelming,
Overwhelming.
you know, because some people's love has only come with stipulations, or you know, them having to give something in order to maintain that. Because usually when you come from, usually your family is the only people who, like, you know, who you just tolerate no matter what.
Facts.
You know, so so we have to realize, like, everybody don't get that type of love, and the people that we choose, you know what I'm saying, we're choosing to give those people that type of love, you know.
Choosing.
And they definitely, and we have to see them, we have to see them, you know what I'm saying. I don't know about the feel part too much, but I know we have to see them, because that is the reassurance, those actions, you know, that is going on. All right. We have to see them reciprocate. We have to see them stand on business in that relationship.
Yeah.
And that's the reassurance. That's the thing that be like, okay. And it gives everybody reassurance, because you're actively working on something constantly, and you see the fruits from it constantly if you actively working on it. Because anything that we build, it starts to come together. So it's like that perfect house that you never finish building, you know, and that's not a bad thing. I see people doing it all the time, and I love it. Shout out to everybody doing it. Everybody, all married couples out there, standing strong, doing what y'all do, holding it down, setting them positive examples, persevering, learning and loving each other. Salute to y'all. I'm taking notes, old and new. Yeah. Because we trying to get love right. You know, and I ain't talking about RIGHT. I ain't talking about on the right. I'm talking about right, RITE, and just, you know.
Yeah. You know, and as one of those married couples, right? Like bro, like is you've never learned it all. You've never learned enough, right? Like you're constantly growing. Every day is a new opportunity for you and your partner to be the best version of themselves, right? So every day is a new opportunity to learn something new about each other, or for each other, or with each other, right? So and that's what I'll be looking at, right? Like to me, with going back to dating real quick, right? Like, is that a person that you want to learn with forever, right? Because that's what it is, right? It's a constant learning cycle.
And that's love.
And that's love.
Yeah. That's absolutely love, fam. So I think we're gonna end it there this evening. Thank everybody for pulling up, leaving comments and stuff. Make sure y'all like, share the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you can know when we go live. Also, links in the description box if you want to support the channel. Make sure y'all hit the links. We got some good stuff on all the websites. BK Soul Farm, where can people pick up your book?
At bksoulfarm.com, directly from me. You can either at me at Facebook at BK Soul Farm or Instagram, and I'll send you an invoice and we get it popping like that. Like I like direct, right? So don't go to Amazon. Come to me, bksoulfarm.com.
Y'all heard the man. bksoulfarm.com, www.bksoulfarm.com, www.bksoulfarm.com. Make sure y'all go there and get it. 1016 160 self-sustainability. It's gonna be good. We got a lot of stuff going on. If you love yourself, I promise you that's a book that you need to have, especially if right now you like the majority of everybody who is dependent on the grocery store right now and other commercial means of providing food for yourself, because we got some you're gonna hear about the stuff. We got some good topics. Some of the words we gonna be using gonna have a lot to do with a lot more current things going on. We finally kind of got our rhythm of what we're gonna do with this situation with Cigar Sundays. And people need to go get the book because it's a lot of stuff coming. And we need to be prepared as much as possible. If you're not doing anything, then you're not doing enough. So need to get something going, starting to learn to be a little bit more self-sufficient. Because I know people living their lives and everybody got a lot of stuff going on, but man, y'all gotta check out some of that international news with the farmers.
It's scary, man. It's scary.
Like it's
There's a lot going on.
I mean, we got carbon taxes and stuff coming. We're gonna be talking about a lot of this stuff on the Bose podcast at Bose Podcast. Over there with Mayday 51. But it's a lot of stuff that's going on that that having that piece of information will be valuable to you. It's not something that it's not something that if a situation and event turns, you want to be trying to go get it. You need to have it. So that way you can kind of like go to it and be like, okay, what do I need to do to get started? Especially if you just going to get started, then I recommend everybody, man, try, start cultivating something, man. Grow you some vegetables, do something. All you need is a bucket in the corner.
A bucket in the corner.
Yeah. So that's what we doing on here, man. We promoting our products, you know what I'm saying, and coming to y'all with this good conversation. If you like it and enjoy, like we said, hit the like button, share the content. And we thank y'all for pulling up. Want everybody to have a positive and productive and peaceful start to their week. Once again, I am Chef Earl Pearl at DBCHEFTV. Always with the illustrious Cigarden Panel with at I am Jazz Garcelle and the guy Ali Dawood L at BK Soul Farm. And we are going to sign off, y'all. And y'all go ahead and have a wonderful evening. Peace, God.
Peace, God.
such an ancient pitch, but one I wouldn't switch, 'cause there's no nicer witch than you.
Slide that line, what's your name, what's your sign? Is your legs tired, you been running through my mind. You be looking fine, your type really hard to find. You like 1 + 9, do you get it, you a dime, And can I get the digits to your line? Redefine love while I'm picking through your mind, trying to see what's your interest. Time we should spend this, turn to real friends before we get down to the business. 'Cause first we need respect and trust and love, Bonnie and Clyde type bind, till death do us. Your friends all mad and mine too, yup, wishing that they had a real love like us.
I've been really trying, baby, trying to hold back this feeling for so long. And if you feel like I feel, baby, then come on. Oh, come on.
Nobody's perfect, but you perfect for me. Anywhere I go with you, feel like the place to be. If I ever got lost, would you wait for me? And if we ain't together, need someone to pray for me. 'Cause I need you, I would never harm, hurt, mislead you. I just wanna please, feed, tease you. Baby, ain't no need for you to leave. I could give you what you need. Start a life together, plant a couple seeds overseas with you. Yeah. Roll a couple trees with you. If you got a battle, baby girl, I'ma bleed with you. Do your dirty deeds with you. Travel through the breeze with you. Real love is all I needs with you.
I've been really trying, baby, trying to hold back this feeling for so long. And if you feel like I feel, baby, then come on. Oh, come on.
You understand the moves that I make in the streets. Understand what I gotta do just to eat. Rub me on my back and say everything is alright. Baby, I'll be right by your side. For life, yeah, I'm just talking about a real love. The type to have your heart filled up. Through the joy and the pain and the sun and the rain and these hoes in the game. I know love makes things happen, and we gon' stick together till the pig wings flapping. Hold on to our love like opposites attracting. Baby, we can make it happen like a chemical reaction.